Right, Steve. After 0-0 draw and a win on penalties on Tuesday, nice to get back to winning ways today.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, we haven't been on a great run. I think we've been playing okay, bar a few bad spells and things. Obviously, penalties we conceded and things like that. And you sort of think, where's that next win coming? Even though we lost on penalties on Tuesday, we took a lot out of the performance, and that side picked itself today. I probably wouldn't have gone with that side normally, but I felt the 11 the other night were really good. I put a shift in, and we said to him, if you do well enough, that's how you get yourself back in the side, and they did. So we thought we'd go with that, but then all of a sudden you look and you've got Truro today and you've got Hayes and Yedding coming up, and they're two games normally you'd think, are we going to get anything? And we've never nicked a point of Truro, not even a draw, and they're a good side. Regardless of today's result, they're a good side, and I still think they make the playoffs. And then 30 seconds in, we're 1-0 down.
I was going to say that certainly didn't help after.
No, and that kills you as a manager. Yeah. Again, they've trained hard, you've worked hard, but bad decision from the referee. It's not a free kick. It wasn't his first bad decision of the day. I thought he was dreadful from start to finish, and not just for us. I think our fourth goal was handball. How we don't see it, I don't know. And I don't know. It all seemed to be about him. But yeah, it probably wasn't the scoreline we was expecting. But when you've been on not a great run, you just need to win a game. And obviously we did that in the end. And I thought we showed real good character today. I mean, we scored 6 goals. We probably could have had 9. If you look at the chances we missed, I don't know how we missed them. And we've put the more difficult ones in. In fairness, they could probably have had a couple more as well. And it was for a neutral, it was probably a brilliant game to watch, or probably for a Harrow fan. But it's an unusual result. I don't care whether we won 1-0 today or 6-3. It was just about getting 3 points and getting a bit of confidence back into him. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Nice to see James scoring another hat-trick.
Yeah, he don't do bad, does he?
I mean, he missed that one in the first half, but more than made up for it.
Yeah, I think Yui's one of them. Listen, we know what he is. That's why I've been trying to sign him for 3.5 years. He makes the same run 50 times a game and he scores goals. But you have to supply him. So lately it's been frustrating in certain games when we haven't done that, because that's what he does. He doesn't do anything else. Listen, I'll take that because he's got, I think, 28 goals now. But he's probably missed the easiest chance he's had all season in the first half, and you think, can you afford to miss that against Truro? But what he does, when he misses a chance, he'll keep going in. And then he gets one 5 minutes later that's much harder, and he scores it. And he is what he is, and as long as you play to his strengths, he'll always score goals. And listen, he's come up today with another big hat-trick for us. Some others have come in with good goals today as well.
Yeah, I was going to mention them. I mean, that's made a change for some of the others to step up and.
Well, that was our only concern. Before we come here, I've read a stat on Truro's website about their front two, who are as good as any two in the league. Harvey and Rocky Neal, and I think they'd scored 33 goals in all competitions between them. I think Yui had got 25 or 26, but then we start counting around and thinking no one else is scoring. George chips in with a few, Frank gets a couple, Ant normally chips in with a few but hasn't. Antonio's not been with us long, he scored last week. He needs to start coming in with goals, and you look around and think, well, you can't just keep relying on the same person. And listen, he's got his hat-trick today, was brilliant, but we've had others that chipped in with goals as well. James Mansfield scored, first centre-half to score for about 20 games. And they've got to do more of that. If you're going up a set piece, you keep running up there, they don't do anything. They've got to do that, and he's done that today well. Obviously, Frank's coming in with a goal. In fairness, I thought it was handball from where I was. It looked like it.
I couldn't see from where I was. I didn't think it was. But you know,
based on the conversation we've had in the change room, I think it was.
Right.
But you look at the one he missed 20 minutes before.
Yeah.
I don't know how he missed that.
Yeah.
But he's got a good habit. Listen, Frank's been outside for a while, and he's come back in this week. I told him he needs to get himself going again. He's had 2 good games this week, and I'll only judge him on his work rate and does he create and does he score. And he's done that. And no, it was good to see a couple of other faces joining with goals today, because we do need that.
Yeah, perhaps that might get Ant coming, getting that goal from awkward angle, having missed from the penalty spot.
I just said to him in the changing room, it's a shame they didn't take penalties from a volley 20 yards wide of the goal. We might have been alright on Tuesday, but no, listen, that's what he needs. We know what Ant does. He gives everything, whether he comes on, whether he starts. His work rate's good. He's physical, but you need to score goals, and that's the only thing. You can judge forwards on certain things, working hard and things like that. You have to do anyway. That's a given. But assists and goals is what you get judged on. He's come on today and he's scored a worldie with his first touch. I was tempted to take him off. But that's what you want, and I need more people doing that, and he needs to back that up now.
Yeah.
So when we play Tuesday and next Saturday, I need other people, because there'll be certain teams that might play a certain way to stop Yui getting in. So you need other people to cause problems or take pressure away from Yui, and maybe even they might create a bit more space for him by their runs and their work rate. And as long as they're doing that, it's not a problem. But it's it was good to see a few of the other faces. And listen, we won't get carried away with it. It's our first win for a while, and I'll say it now. They'll make the playoffs. I still maintain that. They're unfortunate, Truro. The last 2 years, they probably wouldn't have won the league. The last 2 years, they're a very good side. They've got a top manager who's a real top bloke, and I, as I say, I think that they'll be up there. Today they've probably had one of them days. You come away and you score 3 goals. Normally you'd win the game. We just happen to have got our other bit going again, which we've been a little bit up and down with. But that's how I want the boys to play. I'd rather, well, listen, didn't feel like it at the time, but I'd rather win 6-3. Than try and win 1-0, because we can't do that, and we never have under me, and we probably never will. But I thought it was key today how we reacted when they got back to 3-0, because we was on the side and when we went 3-1 up. I said to Jess, we'll need to score more goals to win the game. I just, you get that feeling sometimes in the game, and second goal's disappointing. Third goal, I don't think it's a penalty. No one else thought it was a penalty, but he couldn't give it quick enough, which didn't surprise me. And. But we bounced back well, and getting the 4th goal quite quickly was key. And then it was, you don't know what way it was going to go, and fortunately for us, we kept having a go. And I said to him, you keep trying, you keep attacking, keep creating chances. If you lose a game trying to play like that, I've got no problem with that. But I don't want to lose a game not trying to win the game, and they did it well today.
Yeah. We've got another couple of difficult games coming up. Any injury problems going into Hazelhead and Beaconsfield?
Well, Samuel come off with a niggle on his hamstring. Nothing's gone, it was tight and he could feel it. So fortunately he's sensible enough to come off. Will he be fit for Tuesday? I don't know at the minute. There's a few aches and pains in there and a few knocks and bits and pieces, but more tired limbs really. We've had 2 absolute monster games this week where, listen, we don't have the heart rate monitors or belts because we ain't got the money to. But if we did, I think they'd have broke the computer this week with the miles and the effort they put in with the running and the work rate. So I think tiredness could be more of a factor than anything. But it's a big game for us Tuesday. This is Hazel as good as anyone in the league. Probably on their day, they're probably the best side in the league what I've seen this year, and it's good size this year. So that's saying a lot about them. They've had another good win today.
Strengthening all the time, signing.
And that's what top teams and good managers do. They're doing well when they go and sign more players. They make themselves stronger. If they lose a player, they go and sign someone maybe even better than what they lost. And that's what a team that's going to challenge for the league title and possibly win it, that's what they'll do. But we have a knack of doing all right against the so-called more fancy side in the league, and Hayes will know they'll be in for a battle when they come down. They won't come in, we won't roll over, that's for sure.
Well, local derby as well.
Yeah, it's a local derby. We've got a bit of a link with the club. I played there, Wilkes played there. I grew up there, that was my club growing up. But we do be doing everything we can on Tuesday, but unless we get to the levels of the last 2 games, you won't have a chance, because they're good. They've got loads of pace, loads of goal scorers. They're a top side, and I still think they'll probably go and win the league. It'll be tight, but I think they will. But who knows? I wouldn't thought we won 6-3 today, so let's have a go Tuesday and see what we get. We never know.
Great, right. Well, thanks very much, Steve, for your time.
No worries. Yeah. Just while we're on as well, just wanted to mention one thing while we're on, if you don't mind. The joint Slough manager Neil Baker, his dad passed away early this morning, so just wanted to say, sort of from myself and everybody at the club, pass our condolences on. His dad's been unwell for some time now, and I know Neil would move back up to Norfolk. I think he's been looking after him on a regular basis as well as travelling back for football, and I think sometimes we're all guilty of it, we get caught up in football so much of we've lost, we've won, and it is obviously it's an emotional game, but when you see a really nice bloke going through what he's gone through over the last few months, looking after his dad along with his family, I think when I heard that this morning, it does maybe hit home a little bit sometimes. It is just a game. You don't feel like that most of the time, but yeah, it's sad news, and from everyone at the club, we wish him all the best.
Great, thanks Steve, no, great message.
Yeah. Thanks Andy, cheers.
Cheers then.